The movie starts with Sonia, who wakes up suddenly after having a terrible nightmare. Sonia lives with her husband and their daughter Violett. Their house is located deep in the forest, far away from the city. Because of this, Sonia often feels afraid living there, especially since her husband is a doctor. He leaves for work every day. Violett used to leave for school, and after that Sonia had to stay alone at home. The loneliness was slowly eating away at her from inside. Just like every other day, Sonia drops her daughter off at school and comes back home by herself. She seems quite unsettled because of this. In the evening, Violett and her father return home. But we can see that Sonia feels distant and lonely even when her husband is around. He is always busy and rarely spends time with her. This makes it clear that their relationship is troubled. All of this is starting to deeply affect her mind. Next we see Violett watching the movie Snow White on TV. It's the scene where the witch tries to make Snow White eat a poisonous apple. After dinner, Sonia puts Violett to bed. Violett asks if Eva can sleep with her that night, but Sonia isn't sure who Eva is. Violett explains that Eva is the doll lying under her bed. When Sonia looks under the bed, she finds a doll, which had been given to Violett by a woman. Sonia tells Violett that she should never accept gifts from strangers, and she leaves the doll behind. Sonia's mother can immediately tell that Sonia isn't happy living there. Sonia confides that she senses something bad in the house, but her mother reassures her that everything will be fine. There's nothing for you to worry about. Seeing Sonia upset, her husband asks her what's wrong. He tells her that she can share everything with him. But Sonia chooses not to share her feelings and instead becomes irritated with him. Later, while taking a bath, Sonia has a dream where she finds herself in a field full of flowers. At the same time, there is news playing on the radio about children who have gone missing. The next day, as Sonia is bringing Violett home from school, Violett asks her, "Mom, what happens after we die?" So Sonia quickly asks her why she's asking that. Violett explains that a girl in her class said people die just like plants. She said they are buried under the ground and never come back. Sonia tells Violett not to pay attention to such talk and warns her not to speak to strangers. The following day, Sonia is alone at home again when there is a knock at the door. Sonia opens the door to find an old woman who has brought some fruit for her. The woman says she's Sonia's neighbor and had extra fruit from her tree. Sonia refuses the fruit, so the woman starts cursing her, saying these fruits will make her children healthy and live a long life. But you don't want them to live a long life, you want to kill them. Suddenly, the woman's attitude changes completely. She transforms into a frightening figure, which scares Sonia and she quickly shuts the door. If you look closely, the old woman looks just like the witch from the Snow White story. Next, the scene shifts to Sonia's childhood. Her father used to run a farm, and Sonia is seen sitting and drawing there. In her drawing, there was a killer next to her, and when her dad saw this, he got angry at her. She must have seen something in her childhood that made her draw it. Here we learn that Sonia's father was not a kind man. He used to beat her a lot. He was very cruel to her. He was truly a tyrant. He always made Sonia work on the farm against her will. The story returns to the present where Sonia meets her mother. Her mother apologizes to Sonia, saying she regrets not leaving Sonia's father even though she knew he was cruel. Because of this, both Sonia and her mother had to go through a difficult childhood and youth. Afterwards, Sonia has that same dream again. She and Violett are together in the field of flowers flying a kite. Later, Sonia takes Violett to a cafe. While there, she sees the news about missing children. After that, she starts noticing strange things happening around her. Sonia begins to hallucinate. She sees things that aren't real, and suddenly her surroundings appear in black and white, just like an old movie. During all this, Violett goes missing. Sonia goes out searching for her and sees an ice cream van where a man is giving children chopped fingers to eat, and Violett is among them. But all of this is just in Sonia's mind. But later that night, they're at home and Violett is watching TV. Then Sonia calls her over and tells her no matter what happens, I won't let anything harm you. In the next scene, Sonia's husband takes Sonia and Violett out to go fishing. But it's clear that Violett isn't very close to her dad. She only paints with her mother. Afterwards, they return home, where Violett shows her mother her artwork, which looked a bit odd and even a little creepy. Violett also has a witch doll, which is the same witch who came to give fruit earlier. Hearing this, Sonia realizes Violett is talking about the same woman from that day. The next day, Sonia is driving Violett to school. She notices a painter sitting by the road, someone who's always there, painting. The painter calls Sonia over and insists she look at his painting. When Sonia sees the painting, she realizes it shows the same children who went missing. Sonia is terrified, and suddenly the painter transforms into a ghost. Scared, Sonia grabs Violett and runs away as fast as she can. But in the blink of an eye, everything goes back to normal. It's clear that Sonia's loneliness is affecting her mind. She isn't doing well mentally. Back at home, Sonia's husband approaches her. He notices Sonia seems unwell again and asks her what's wrong and what he can do so she'll love him. But Sonia assures him that she loves him very much and hugs him. Just then, Sonia is hit by a flashback memories from her past. She remembers her dad forcing her to work on the farm and not giving her food. One day, her dad kills a goat with a knife as a sacrifice. Sonia witnesses this and runs away, frightened. But her dad catches her, and suddenly we're back in the present, with everything repeating as before. Her husband leaves for work, Violett goes to school, and Sonia is alone at home again. A plumber arrives to check the house fittings. Sonia lets him in. While he's checking the kitchen sink, the plumber finds a camera inside. It turns out to be Violett's camera, the one Sonia gave her as a gift on her 10th birthday. But what was it doing here? This was the biggest question of all. That night, when her husband returns, Sonia tries to tell him everything, but she stops halfway. She goes to look for the camera, but it's gone. Sonia accuses her husband of taking it and blames him for everything. Her husband tries to tell her that it's all in her mind, but Sonia becomes hysterical and starts calling out for Violett, shouting loudly. Her husband tries to calm her down, but Sonia sees him as a demon. Then we're taken into another flashback. When Sonia's dad caught her, he punished her. He brings a goat skull and tells Sonia it's no ordinary skull. It has a demon inside, and Sonia must stay here tonight. Tonight, the demon will decide whether you get to leave or not. Her dad only said these things to scare her. None of it was real. But the fear and trauma stay in a child's mind, even into adulthood. And that's what was happening to Sonia. Sonia was seeing that same demon now. In the past, her dad hangs the skull up and leaves Sonia alone. Sonia is terrified, and she imagines the demon coming after her. It's all in her mind, just her fear. But after that, the scene returns to the present, where Sonia is looking for her daughter Violett. She calls Violett's name loudly, but Violett doesn't come. Her husband shocks Sonia by telling her to forget about Violett because she's dead. Yes, she will never come back. This means that everything we've been seeing from the start was just in Sonia's mind. The truth is, Violett was never actually there. She had vanished earlier, just like the other children. All those moments with Violett going to school, spending time with Sonia, were just Sonia's imagination. Everything, the Snow White story, the doll, the ice cream man, the skull, were creations of Sonia's mind. Now Sonia finally realizes this and breaks down. She collapses to the floor and cries uncontrollably. She says, "If only I had gone to pick up Violett from school that day, all of this could have been avoided." Her husband tries to take her inside, but Sonia ends up falling asleep out in the garden. The next day, her husband takes Sonia to a mental hospital where she stays for a few days. Afterwards, Sonia comes back home and she seems a bit better. But there are still things troubling her mind. In her view, it was the plumber who kidnapped her daughter and might be keeping her somewhere. Meanwhile, Sonia and her husband have started living a bit more peacefully together. Her husband reassures her and says, "Don't worry." He suggests that, about Violett, they can have another child. But Sonia responds that Violett never wanted a sibling. She only wanted loving parents. Sonia admits that she was never able to be a good mother. Later, when her husband is about to leave the house, he tells Sonia that he's going for a walk and will be back by night. But as soon as he steps out, he grabs a shovel and heads into the forest. There, he stops at a spot and starts digging. Beneath the ground, he finds a goat skull and Violett's body. This was Violett's grave, and he had come here to lay flowers for her. This is when the shocking truth comes out. Violett was never missing. She was killed at home. Who was responsible, her mother or her father? We'll find out soon. In a flashback scene, we see that when they went fishing, Violett found a mysterious skull. He decides to keep it, since she was always fascinated by odd things like this. Her dad tells her to throw the skull away, but she brings it home and starts making videos with it, using the camera her mom had given her on her 10th birthday. One day, her dad tries to stop her from doing all this, but she doesn't listen. And then, by accident, her dad kills her. But is this really what happened, or is there more to the story? After Violett's death, her father hid everything from Sonia, buried Violett in secret, and told everyone she had gone missing. Sonia also thinks that her daughter has disappeared. When he remembers all of this, he breaks down crying. Overcome by guilt and shock, he takes his own life. After this, Sonia goes out looking for her husband. Outside their house, she finds the camera and takes it with her. It turns out the plumber who came by earlier was actually Sonia's husband in disguise. He wanted to get hold of the camera because it held a secret that Sonia might not be able to handle. After a while, she and her husband find their daughter's grave, and seeing it, she breaks down in tears. Lost and overwhelmed, Sonia doesn't know what to do. At that moment, the police arrive, and she just sits there devastated. She checks her daughter's camera, and what she discovers next is the biggest twist of all, one that will truly shock you. On the camera, we see a video of Violett filming herself with the skull. But Sonia was telling her not to do that. He starts to snatch the skull away. But during the struggle, the skull's horn accidentally slashes Violett's throat and she dies on the spot. When Sonia's husband learned what had happened, he took their daughter into the forest and buried her to protect his wife. He made up a story for Sonia, saying someone had taken their daughter, that she had been kidnapped. Because of Sonia's mental state, she kept believing her daughter was missing. To cope, Sonia blocked out her guilt and started imagining Violett was still with her, living in a fantasy world. This is why Sonia kept experiencing strange hallucinations. And now, Sonia finally realizes what she has done. She understands that such a terrible thing took place because of her. This time, she sees a bathtub filled with flowers and inside it her daughter's lifeless body. Sonia also realizes just how good her husband really was. He took responsibility for Sonia's actions to spare her any pain, and so she would never find out the truth. On top of all this, Sonia was also haunted by her painful childhood memories. She kept recalling how her father had mistreated her, and all these memories combined were driving her to the edge. Because of all these reasons, Sonia's mental health kept getting worse and her grief continued to grow. She was devastated not only because her daughter died by her own hands, but also because she lost her husband, the one person who truly loved her. Sonia endured pain and hardship from childhood through adulthood. And now, after losing her family, she is completely broken. With this heartbreaking ending, the story of the film ends here.